I want to show you my favorite family heirloom. So some families have like a ring or a watch or a career in Hollywood that gets handed down, but my family has an heirloom magic trick. And I remember the first time I ever saw the trick, my dad showed it to me when I was 6, and it absolutely blew my mind. And then later, he gave me my own deck of cards, and this was handmade by my grandparents in the 1950s. They didn't invent the trick. It's been around for thousands of years probably, but my grandfather learned how to do it, and he learned how to make the decks at the New York World's Fair in 1939, and then him and my grandmother used to sit at their dining room table and make these decks of cards that he would sell, and that was the family business, was selling these cards. My dad's first job was when he was a kid, he would get 50 cents an hour to be a stick, they called it, which is where you sit in the audience and pretend you don't know him, and then when the trick's over, be like, how did he do that? I'll take 2! Later on, my dad took over the business, and he still remembers the pitch.
I'm going to show you how to take a deck of cards and make it walk, talk, jump through a hoop, and even do a tap dance right here on the table. People start gathering around, and you tell them you're going to show them a couple tricks, and then you're going to show them how anybody can do it.
So you want to see the trick? Here it is. Here's me showing the trick to my dad and him pretending he hasn't seen it a million times. I'm going to just drop you. You tell me stop whenever you want.
Stop.
Okay, that one right there is good? You want to go further?
No, that's fine.
That'll be your card. Take it. Show it to these fine folks back here. All right, I didn't see it. Back here. I'm going to lose this in the deck. And I just want to prove to you that I'm not doing any shenanigans. It's not the top card. Right?
Nope.
That's not the card. So I'm going to take that 4 of clubs. I'm going to put it down here. You put your hand right over it. Yeah, you already knew what I was going to ask you to do. Tell me what your card was. What was your card?
I just realized I did not look at the card. I showed everybody, and I didn't look at it. But it's a queen of clubs, right?
Yeah, there it is. Okay, I think this is it. Queen of clubs, yes. We agreed. That's the card, right?
Yep.
This won't hurt at all, I'm sure. You've probably done something like this before. But I'm going to just take, just very carefully, watch this. I'm going to slide it right in to your hand like that. It might have gone right through your hand. Take a look. What happened down there? That was the 4 of clubs, right? Crazy. It's the queen of clubs. It's the queen of clubs. It came through. Okay, and I know a lot of people are going to ask, you got like 2 or 3 queens in there. That's what you think. Who would do a trick with 2 queens when you could do a trick where they're all queens? So I'm the 3rd generation in my family to learn that trick, but my nephew is almost 10, so my dad decided it was time for him to become the 4th generation to learn it.
All the same. Turn it exactly around in the same hand and riffle the same way with your thumb.
Like that?
Turn it around, do it, yep. Now do it the other way. Look at that, you're a magician already.
A fun little side note, for a little while my grandfather sold these cards on television. He was one of the pioneers in infomercials. He was like friends with Ron Popeil's dad. And I never got to meet my grandfather, but I like to think he would have gotten a real kick out of seeing all these years later, a Falcone is still making videos about this deck of cards.